So today we figured we'd do something a little bit different.
Today we're going to show you us changing out the toilet in our old RV.
And the quality isn't absolutely amazing. We're still learning about low light and everything. We have a camera that's better for low light now, but this camera is the one that recorded it, and it does not do great in low light.
We did this on our old 1998 Coachmen Mirada.
And the toilet handle had actually broken. I'll show you in the video, but the toilet handle had actually broken, so we just really needed to replace the toilet. Otherwise, the toilet wouldn't flush.
And with 5 kids, when you have an RV, it's kind of important to have a toilet when you're traveling.
Just a bit. And so here's that. So, changing an RV toilet, how hard can it be? That's a real good question. You know, the spark plugs were a lot harder than I expected. So, RV toilets, we got this one off of Amazon. And it's a Thetford Aqua-Magic V. My wife opened it already, obviously. She took out the other toilet solution because it does come with some wax ring, hardware, and that's its box. I had to put it up for a little bit. It was too cold to really get out here and change it. The main reason we're actually changing is for this right here. So the flush handle on this is a ton beefier. So the water intake's right here, and then there's 2 bolts. So I still say, how hard can it be? It's not like it's rocket science, right? So our old toilet, we got Halvor over there. Got Patty and Freya.
We'll leave a link in the description below for the toilet that we bought.
Sounds good. So this is the toilet we have, the toilet in question. So the handle broke, and you can see that bowed just a little bit from water seepage. So right in here, so this is the water handle, and then you can see this busted off handle right in here, this gray. That right there is the flush handle. The knob for it totally came off. So the rest of the toilet works fine. It's not like it's totally nasty. I mean, toilets are toilets. But it's still winterized, so I'm hoping the smell's not too bad, so bear with me for that. We drained it, flushed it really good. Whoop, you okay? All right. We drained it, flushed it really good, so we're hoping, fingers crossed, that this will be a non-stinky, easy enough project. So what we got right here, I did double check the size ahead of time. I haven't loosened it. A ratcheting wrench would actually be a good idea. It would speed things up quite a bit. Oh, gotta get that hose on the back. So I hear that these hoses are pretty hard as far as replacing, as far as the ends go. So make sure you take good care of that. Hey Patty, you got a towel? Just a little bit of liquid. Paper towel, little towel. Or do you got a towel that's partially dirty? Perfect. Dirty towel. So this is just to catch little bits from winterizing, so it's not. This is fresh water, it's not wastewater. Halvor, don't honk.
Don't honk, buddy.
It's just the winterizing water, so the pipe's still a little bit stiff. And I'm thinking that's hopefully just because of age, but I'm hoping it doesn't break. So I've never done this before. Note that. I'm no expert. This is just from a regular guy. I've got some construction experience, built a few houses, nothing crazy. So, and man, I look red in that camera. Am I really that red? Oh. I don't know if I was that red. I look bright red. Okay, so that's the 2 bolts, the hose, and there it comes. So, as you can tell, there's the old toilet. Doesn't stink, luckily, but it does drip, so I'm going to set this outside. Ugh. Don't touch Halvor. And luckily the smell is just antifreeze. They have 2 bolts. Got this right here, and this right here. I think I might bring it down just a little bit to my level. there's actually leftover carpet. Looks like they did the flooring and they put this with this linoleum, but they never actually removed any. That will replace this.
Do we want to rip that
And you
carpet
can see this is red. This is actually the antifreeze.
Yeah, big pine cone. Big pine cone.
So yeah, it's definitely antifreeze. You can smell that. I was trying to think of a way if I could replace the seal on that, just to, you know, better safe than sorry type situation. So that seal looks fine. That's something that they warn you about. Checking that, making sure that this plate is still good, and I don't see any issues. There's just a couple rusted screws, but these ones definitely aren't rusted at all. It's interesting because it's just right there to the plywood. Wax seal, very important. If you don't want your toilet to stink. I was talking to someone that does this fairly often, and that is something you want to make sure you don't mess up. I recommended even kind of warming it up. I didn't warm this one up ahead of time. But it feels like it's fairly malleable. Doesn't feel like it'd be an issue. So, let's drop on the new toilet. Got a little bit of that coolant on my foot because there was still a little bit in the toilet. Looks like the footprint is slightly different, so I'm not sure I'm going to hide that, but you can kind of see right across there. I'll show you before I tighten her down. I'll figure out the best way to hide that because we're going to be selling this RV, and you can see there's a little bit of carpet right there. It's nothing terrible, but if you notice, it'll be kind of ugly, and then you'll think about it every time you look at it. So from there, has the two nuts and then covers for the bolts. Make sure you don't cross thread. So take a second. Oh, and here I go jumping the gun. I told you I'm not a professional. So now that I know that it fits, let's actually pull this off. So right on here, this bridge right here is where this guy goes. And so that way you don't have any smell or anything else. Coming back up, that little boot sits right down inside of here. I'm not actually going to touch that because it's not totally clean. My camera's flashing red at me. I guess I should have charged it. Close as can be, squared up, and then they did mention on the other videos to make sure you go back and forth. You don't just tighten down on one side. That can cause issues. Make sure it's squared up. If this dies, I apologize. And I can always switch over to my phone. Too much.
Baby.
Yeah, those are the ones. I don't know if I have anything that'll really fit. But I figure while it's off, I might as well take a peek.
Give me a minute.
feels pretty attached. And it's starting to get tight. Remember, these toilets, they're plastic. You don't want to crack the base. But you want it sturdy enough that when you sit on it, it's not going to shift. We're here in the hot weather in North Pole, Alaska, so that's why I sweat so easy. Okay. I think I have much. I don't know how these things are supposed to sit on here. Oh, thank you. Okay, well, that's the majority of it. This camera's about to die. So these, see if I can see it right. There we go. Those go right there. The hose goes on right here. You can see there's that. I'm gonna see if I can't get any extra seal in here just to give it a little extra water tightness so it doesn't leak, just to make sure that that wasn't the issue. I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure it was the toilet itself on the other one, and this one's got the better handle. So, as far as that goes, that's a toilet change. I mean, it's not super tough, super fancy or anything. And double action, so I mean, the first half of it doesn't move, and then the second actually opens it. So, simple, straight to the point, and not bad. Thank you very much for watching.
Please like and subscribe. And like we said, the links to the toilet and things that are used in this video will be in the description down below.
And Miss Freya. Hi, Freya. You having a good lizard there? Is that a pretty tasty lizard?
Important to toilet changing.
It is. I love you. Hey, Freya. I love you. And we got Mr. Halvor. I don't know how he got that scratch across his face.
I am outside.
There's lots of trees and bushes. And before you know it, we'll have this out of the motorhome tent. All right. So I know we left off a little bit quicker there, but I felt like it was done. But then when I went to do the final caulking around it and everything, I didn't really think to kick the camera back on. But I had to take the Dremel and clear some of that metal out around the front. And I had to take a wood chisel and actually trim out those wood planks around it. Now, if your motorhome hasn't been modified by someone that wasn't really thinking ahead, or if they, if it was nicely modified and it has extra depth on those wood planks, there may be a few extra steps involved, but here's a picture. It turned out really nice after all was said and done. The handle was so much thicker, and it was one piece instead of a separate pull to add water and a pull to add flush. Yeah, that's a fact. That new toilet was actually way easier to use and way better. The kids were better about it, so yeah, I highly recommend that toilet. And make sure you empty your tanks before you do it, because you don't want to be smelling that. Yeah, because ours were winterized, and so all we could smell was the antifreeze coolant there, and it did not smell bad. But we used a lot of extra chemical when we were using it, and it had been drained all winter, so we had a bit of an advantage. That's probably the optimal time to do it if you do have to change out your toilet. Yeah. I mean, obviously there'll be times you need to change it sooner, but that's what we got to do. So like, subscribe, share, and let us know if you have any questions about the installation. We'll be glad to answer them. Yeah, even though we're not pros, we will try and help you walk through any of these different difficulties. There are just some projects that have to be done, and it's so much nicer to do it yourself than have to pay someone, a crazy amount to do it for you. Also, we have our Facebook page up, so go over there, find us, and you can find little pictures we post, and you'll get a heads up on our next video. See you next time.